Pri raced at his own pace, daring the competition to keep up. He only agreed to wear our product when it met his expectations of performance standards. So, we got into the game the only way we knew how, with the heart of a runner. How we serve athletes is ever evolving. Limited resources demand a transition to a low-carbon economy, a world in which materials are made with zero compromise to the environment, the people who make our product, and the communities where our partners operate. Our purpose is to unite the world through sport to create a healthy planet and an equal playing field for all. We do this as a frontrunner. We do this like Pri. SM&S broadly is where environment, health, safety, and labor meet contract manufacturing. So we have about 550 factories across 41 countries that encompass 1 million workers globally. Back in the late 80s and 90s, there were certainly challenges across our supply chain. We recognized those challenges and made a real conscious decision and commitment to take that and get better and work to drive change. And it's something that I think is really, really critical when you look at the way that we work with our partners across the source base.
I remember having the conversation with Mark Parker, Jerry Carver, and Tom Clark, and I said, if we're going to be serious about sustainability, this can't just sit in corporate responsibility. It's got to be in product. We create product for athletes. And so I remember Mark saying, okay, go figure it out. That was the path that I went on.
So traditionally, the fabrics are dyed by water, so there's a lot of water used in the dyeing process. And this new technology, we call it waterless dye. So because this is such a new technology, so at the very beginning, it was very hard. Nike and Far Eastern worked together to overcome all the challenges. So this was 5 years ago. And as the development moved on, then we successfully launched the first football jersey made of the SCF dyes and become a beautiful story.
But Far Eastern and Nike are also looking at better solution to give even more protection for the environment. I think the bottle recycle is the first step. What if we can, from the design point of view, we design the material to help the environment get better, can be recycled easier, but zero compromises about the performance.
The other thing that's really a differentiator for us is transparency. And we were the first company to publish our supplier list in 2005. That really set the standard because it took information that was previously thought to be really a competitive set of data and put it in a pre-competitive space. The opportunity now is for us to continue to evolve what transparency looks like and means for us across the supply chain. When I think about our relationship with our manufacturing partners, what's really, really critical is that we recognize that we cannot address issues like climate change or challenges around human rights alone. We can only do it through and with our manufacturing partners.
The very important to keep the trust is you need to be transparent, and also need to deliver results. The beginning of India, first 2 years, we are very successful, but suddenly, 2010, big problem to us. The worker there, they are not satisfied with us. So we have strike at that time. It was 3 strikes in 1 year. In Feng history, we never had this kind of issue. We're a good system. We care about people. We care about the community. We care about the family. We don't know why it failed. So every day we have a meeting with the leadership team and the local leadership team to figure out what we need to do tomorrow to make sure tomorrow will be better than today. 6 months later, the situation is become better.
The factory improvement plan was not only focused on operation, but it was more focused on people. not only people within the factory, but most of the workers coming from the community. So we said, how can we impact the community as a whole? The big shift we made was making people, the workers, part of the decision-making process. This is their secret formula. The whole idea behind that was to make factory a part of the community. Here's a way where we can actually play a big role and transform not only the factory, but let's transform the community and the families who live in this community. That's how we started off a program called Beyond, which is a community outreach program. So we provided funding, we provided access to NGO, which helps how to run the community outreach program. It won the best community outreach program by some government of India last year. It's not about just making Nike shoes, it's about transforming life.
I landed here in 1999. I was fresh out of the Peace Corps. I had been a Peace Corps volunteer in southern Honduras, which interestingly was the epicenter of the labor practices issue that Nike had at the moment. And so when I wound up being fortunate enough to land a job at Nike, the only thing I wanted to do was work in what was called corporate responsibility at the time. I wasn't deemed qualified enough for that, which was probably right. And then not quite a year ago, I became the Chief Sustainability Officer. It only took me 20 years to realize my original dream in 1999, of working in sustainability. So if you look at any consumer data that is available on Gen Z and Millennial, they will almost universally tell you that sustainability, and I mean sustainability with a capital S, so labor practices, environmental footprint, recycling, circularity, those kinds of things. The great thing is that we have a really good foundation to share with them, that we've been doing really, really good work and have been creating some great and lasting change. The crazy dream that I have for sustainability and for Nike as a company is that the power of the swoosh becomes a beacon for what is possible in attacking climate change. That's a threat to the future of sport, and we care about sports, right? We're here to serve athletes. So if we're here to serve athletes, then we have to serve them in whatever way we serve them best. That could be through product, or it could be for advocating for a better planet.